come back from the break, let's have that dose of inspiration, that dose of business quote. We need to find out what is happening out there. How can we be inspired through the day? Please, let's have the business quote for today. Our problem in Africa is not lack of skills, it's not the skills problem, but rather opportunities. And this is true whatever different opportunities are there. That is the most important thing, to create opportunities. The skills will come in. We always don't have a problem with jumping on the bandwagon and having a particular opportunity. If it can pay well in Africa, you will be able to basically do something about it or get the right skills. Now remember, a lot has been talked about the underutilized potential, especially in human capital. There's quite a lot of the hugest population, very huge population of Africa being under the age of 25 as well, being under the age of 30. It's still quite a lot of youth in Africa that can be coming really and for employment, no matter where the opportunity is. So that is something to really think about. And even in the dynamics of whatever business you are geared to, maybe some of this is what you can put into consideration. But remember, let's dive straight into something else. Every Wednesday, we do have our colleague Anthony come in and join us. Anthony, good morning.
Good morning, Doreen. How are you doing?
I want to have all the latest. Andrew, I just love to have Anthony around because he basically gives us quite a lot of insight in a language me and you can understand. Yeah. So what is happening in the capital markets? Forget about all those fancy words, terminologies that you use. Make it very relatable for me and that person watching. What's the latest?
Amazing. Doreen, a lot is of course happening. You can't actually exhaust what is happening. But when you look at the Ugandan scale, currently what I could say, we are very excited to welcome a new unit trust this week. Yes. Stanbic Bank Uganda under Stanbic Holdings has been able to open their own unit trust fund. Now, we have talked about this unit trust fund before, but just to break it down for you, for people who don't understand financial markets and would want to still invest in financial markets, or for beginners, this would be the best investment vehicle. What happens is different investors pool together savings. These savings are put under an umbrella fund, under a fund manager. Now, who is a fund manager? A fund manager, just like the term fund management.
Someone qualified.
Yes, someone qualified to handle funds and invest on behalf of the investors. If you understand, that means that these people have gone to school, they have been certified to be able to invest money in financial markets.
It's not even about the school part. Anyone can go to school, but do they have the experience? Are they the cream de la cream in this?
They are licensed. They have CFA licenses, they have CMA licenses, and they do this every single day.
Why is it that I had this conversation with a colleague recently, my friend Sheila, and I told her, I didn't even call her by name, and I told her about this, and I said, this is something, you could actually put your monies into this for and think about it, and she just reacted the same way others do, and she was just like, you know what, I don't trust them. Most Ugandans don't. Why?
We all have trust issues when it comes to our money.
But why? It comes from somewhere.
Because of the many instances of heartbreaks. I call them heartbreaks that Ugandans have had. Yes, because many schemes have come up and they have swindled people's money in dubious activities. One example is Capital Chicken. To be honest, that is already in the media, and the company closed just after a series of months of swindling people's money. So those Ponzi schemes come up and they excite people. A Ponzi scheme is very easy, you know, to create. You can also create one, though I wouldn't advise you to do one, to do that. But it is something you tell people to bring money, and then you promise them very, very extreme returns. And what you do, you tell them that the more people they bring, the more they are going to earn. And you do this for a while, and it works actually for the first time. People actually reap from this for the first time. And then because of the excitement, you bring more investors, you bring more people who are investing money, and at a certain point in time, you pull out. You know, you run with the funds you have at that very moment. And that's called a Ponzi scheme. Now, those are under unlicensed bodies, people who are not actually supposed to be actually advertising, and they are not licensed by anybody. But these fund managers have been licensed. They have gone through the sieve of Capital Markets Authority, by the way, which is very, very stringent. Important. It is a stringent sieve. Not everyone gets a license from CMA.
So that's the very first thing. If at all we are getting into any collective unit, we should be asking, are you licensed?
You can ask for the license. CMA? Exactly. Now, this is a body like Stanbic Bank. I mean, you cannot question. You cannot question this. This is a bank that has been here for years. The bank is also listed on the Uganda Securities Exchange.
Suppose someone comes up and says, but another bank, the other bank was closed recently. So why is it different?
Look at Stanbic's financials. Their profits have been growing. From last year, they made over 366 billion worth of profits after tax. Right? After tax. And that has been growing from at least over 145 billion in 2022. Now, you cannot put such a bank in question whether or not it's going to be able to handle a fund, a unit trust fund. But this comes just after the total collective assets under management in the collective investment scheme crossed the 2.8 trillion mark. The ring, 2.8 trillion. That is how much people are saving under this fund.
Within Uganda?
Yes, within Uganda. And this is in the first quarter only. We're looking at from January to March, because those are the statistics we have. The second quarter hasn't been released, because we have just ended it.
So more and more
Can you imagine?
More and more people actually jumping on board of this.
And it's very interesting, because this is something that people have embraced so much. And those that have actually learned about this, they have got a grip on it. And every single coin they get, they always have a fund, a unit trust fund saving. They no longer have savings accounts. These people all have unit trust fund savings accounts. They no longer have bank saving accounts.
No wonder the banks are now jumping on board.
Exactly. Thank you. Because they know. Exactly, that people are no longer in the traditional means of saving, where they're putting money on a savings account that has savings account costs.
So minimal.
Yes.
The returns, the interest.
Almost invisible. You know?
Yes.
But this return you're seeing every single day on your money, there's nothing more exciting. Waking up and you have a 5K extra on your money. Can you imagine? Without working a single day, without even making all the research that I have to do and these other people. You're just putting your money in a fund, and then you see it grow every day. And the special thing about it, you can withdraw that money in case of one time within 48 hours.
Okay, that's comforting. Just in case. That's comforting. Have you saved before?
I've been saving. I've saved, though I don't want to mention the one I'm saving with, but I've saved with a certain unit trust fund.
For how long?
For 2 years now.
2 years now.
Yeah. And my assets have been growing. Of course, because of school, because of so many other things, I've been withdrawing. But if I held those funds from the beginning without any withdrawals, my friend, I would have somewhere else. I would be reaping a lot.
So you really vouch for them. They're working for you.
Exactly.
As well as others. We would want to have your testimonies. If it's been working for you, you can send this incognito. We won't divulge any names. We know how cautious people are about their finances. But let us know if this works for you as well, and for how long you have been saving. Get onto our social media handles and let us know. Social media pages.
The number of investors, I want to show you how much this unit trust fund, I wish I had time to share the graphs with our viewers here. The number of investors has grown from last year we had about 70,000 accounts, 70,771.
This is like the entire Uganda?
Yes, Uganda.
Yes.
This quarter, the first quarter of 2024, ended with 79,000 investors. 79,000. Last year, we closed the year, December 2023, with 70,771 accounts.
Okay.
And then this year, the first quarter,
another
we closed
9,000.
Another 9,000 came aboard.
Oh, so Uganda is really...
People have actually woken up.
But this is regulated.
Yes, well regulated. Licenses are given only by the Capital Markets Authority. And you shouldn't have any trust issues whatsoever.
Let me speak on behalf of the pessimist out there who is saying, you know, you are giving your money to someone, but this person is still very fallible. That means this person here, as a finance manager, can at any one time make a mistake.
Now,
and they're making mistakes. Can they make a mistake with my money? Is it insured? What happens?
Now, about insurance, the CMA has a compensation fund. Just like the DPF or the Deposit Protection Fund has for the Tier 1 commercial institutions like the banks, you can save up to, they can keep your money up to 10 million. You can be compensated, right? Okay. Now, even the insurance, even CMA has an insurance fund and they compensate investors. But in Uganda, for the record, since the unit trust was incepted in around 2010, we have never had any case where we needed to compensate. But in case there is that case, and I know it won't happen, but in case it does happen, there is a compensation fund that can actually compensate all, almost 100% of all your investment within the unit trust. At least the investment, maybe not the interest, but the investment you made.
Can these, what are they now? They just, what are they called? These units? They're just called
collective investment schemes.
Collective investment
If you take that word slow, you know.
CIS.
Yes. Collective means people coming together.
Yes.
Investment means they are investing this money in treasury bonds, stock markets, commercial papers, corporate bonds, fixed deposits. And then the scheme, it means that there is a return.
Okay.
You're not investing for the sake.
Are they listed somewhere? Are they listed somewhere where someone can we be able to get online and see that they are licensed? Can we be able to find out, actually, if we log into the capital markets, you know, CMA, do they have a listing of the legit ones?
Yes, exactly. And there are few. There are actually a total of 7 right now.
In Uganda?
In Uganda.
Operating?
Operating. Only.
Legal?
7, legally, only. There's Sanlam Investments. There's also UAP Old Mutual. Okay. There's also Zeno Technologies, then SBG Securities, Britam Asset Managers, and then ICEA Lion Asset Managers.
Is that Britam from the usual Britam?
Yes, the usual Britam for insurance.
So these are people, these are companies that have been in the market for quite a while in insurance as well.
Absolutely.
These are legitimate, you know,
these are financial institutions.
Yes.
You're looking at Stanbic. It has a brokerage arm. It has a financial services arm. It has the banking arm, the commercial banking arm. Now they're just creating another arm. Another arm. Because they have seen the growth and potential of this arm. They have seen that they cannot leave their clients in the dark.
Accounts are being drained.
Because honestly, they are saying 2.8 trillion is not little money. Now, if that 2.8 trillion has been multiplying over time, over years, why would you leave your clients behind? Why wouldn't you at least have an investment?
This is interesting. It can only grow. It's growing very, very fast.
Very fast. And the convenience, why is it growing? Let me tell you why. Before when we started the unit trust, you had to go to the office of a fund manager. You had to apply physically. Today,
at the very beginning.
Yes. Today you can go to the website and open an account without visiting any person, without making any phone calls. You open your personal account, and then you start actually depositing money using mobile money. You can transfer from mobile money to that unit trust. And then there's my personal, the one I am using right now, I won't mention, but they even have a sort of a scale up. They can show you that if you keep saving this, maybe you deposit 50,000 less. If you keep depositing this 50,000 every month, in 2 years, you're going to have this much. This is how much you're going to save, but your actual balance is going to be this much. Technology has made this so easy. The moment you increase your saving, they will also show you that this is how much you're going to actually, and it happens. After 2 years, you will see the money they predicted on your account. And then that money, is going to be growing. It's so interesting. Every single day, even if you're saving 10,000, you're going to see 0.1 shillings at least added to your money. Now, on a daily basis.
Because I think they are investing every now and then.
Yeah.
Right?
But also, they're not only investing every now and then, but people are depositing money. So there is money always available. That money is not locked up. Remember, some investments are not easy to liquidate.
Yes.
Like a treasury bond, you don't liquidate it in a single day.
No.
But because savers are keep on saving money, they can actually leverage on the capital they have to be able to give you back the money you want. Because as you're withdrawing, someone is depositing. As you're withdrawing, it's a pool of funds. So there is always cash available. And so in case you have an emergency, in case you need to withdraw, you will always have access not only to your monies, but to your return as well.
Which particular maybe online website or something do you recommend for someone who really wants to get to know as much as possible about these collective investments?
I would recommend none other than the Capital Markets Authority website. Okay. The Capital Markets Authority website is www.cma.co.ug. And when you go here, you will not only find information regarding who is licensed, you will also find quarterly reviews. They'll show you what people are doing. And these are not lies, these are verified reports from a government institution that has been mandated to regulate this capital market space. You have access to all the information from the past 10 years. How have people been saving? Okay. And you will see that graph has never gone down. The bars have been going up over the years, over the quarters.
And just to give you a little bit more insight on this, because I'm already snooping around from last year, it was written in the papers that collective investment schemes have in recent days been in the news for the right reasons, not the wrong ones, people running off with your money. Savings to a tune of 1.75 trillion have been mobilized from Ugandan savers for investment purposes over the past 5 years, representing an annual growth rate of 79%. At least over 60,000 Ugandans have opened up CIS accounts, enabling them to save through this investment channel. So it is growing. It's growing. This was last year's something.
That's last year.
Yes.
Today we're talking over 70,000 investors and a 2.8. And I'm sure in the second quarter we're going to cross the 3 trillion mark. I bet on that.
I know there are quite a number of Ugandans that are saying, is this just another Ponzi scheme? Is this something that really, just like I told you about a friend of mine that was totally not budging and saying, no, I can't go into that. But I think this is something that is legitimate. However, we do give you the responsibility and the urge as well to read further on this. Please ask around on your own until you are satisfied before you undertake any sort of investment anyway, because it is your money as well. But this is something that is wonderful. It's some wonderful news.
Can we scale it up a little bit? When you look at the world, the global space, the mutual fund industry manages over 60 trillion US dollars globally.
Yes.
Now I'm looking at all the collective investment schemes in USA, in Europe, 60 trillion US dollars. The GDP of the United States, which is the biggest economy, is just 20 trillion US dollars.
Bottom line, if I am thinking about investing in Uganda, I want to know as well, yes, you can give us all that, but for the person down there and shady Ugandans that are all over the place here and there, you really want to have that confidence before you even put in 500,000.
I mean, if investors can invest 60 trillion dollars, we're talking about dollars.
That's abroad.
That is just almost 3 times the GDP of the biggest economy in the world.
True. That's very true.
And they trust this fund. Who are you not to trust this? Who are you not to trust this? And the person
there whom you say, who are you? He has a rhetoric question. I know we'll be saying, I am the one who works for the money. It is my money. You can't tell me
Make that money work for you. We are not in an era of hard work pays. No. Hard work no longer pays.
You must work smart.
Smart work pays more.
Guys
are seated home on their computers making millions of money, and you're there working so hard on your job. Let me tell you, you're not going to work forever. You're going to retire at some point. Today, if you invested...
And Anthony, hold back the passion. Please continue working, continue getting. Just look for alternative ways. Of course, we know that you, with Uganda, when it comes to investment, when it comes to entrepreneurship, like we've been highlighting, most of the people that get into this, most of the Ugandans, actually, let's be categorically clear, that get into this are really looking for an additional stream of money to supplement whatever, whether it's work, whether it is whatever they are doing as primary. They are looking for as many sources of income. This is, I believe, something on my own, and these are subjective sentiments, thoughts coming in from the team here. But it's really up to you, and this is why we encourage you as well. Please do as much research as possible. Get out there. Please walk in, get into the Capital Markets Authority and ask for these figures. Ask about bottom line. No matter how much research you do, if you don't feel good about it, continue doing research. If you feel good about it, the onus is on you to decide.
I would say, Doreen, feelings lie. I don't know if you've fallen in love before, but sometimes feelings do lie.
Well, you're really feeling very lovely.
No, I am telling you,
today
don't wait for the feeling. Do what it takes.
Yes.
I can give you examples here of what we invest in when we talk about the unit trust and why it's important to start early.
Yeah.
The treasury bonds are the highest. They compose at least 68% of what the collective investment schemes are investing in, meaning almost more than half is being invested in the treasury bond market. But you know, we've discussed the treasury bond market before. When the bonds have just been released, the interests are high.
Yes.
And fund managers are always scheming for this, for the first investors. Now, when you get in later, you might not be able to enjoy the interest these other guys who got in first are getting. And then you also have the opportunity in that when you invest and your returns come, those returns, as long as you have not withdrawn the money, those returns are reinvested. Now, for you who is taking your time to think and say, okay, what am I going to invest? You're wasting time. Other investors are going to go ahead of you.
Yes.
Be impulsive. When it comes to your money, be aggressive. No. Warren Buffett mentioned this, Doreen. If you're so afraid to take risk, you will never make $1 million US.
True.
And he said, I love this statement, that it is always the best time to go out hunting is when the streets are bloody. When everyone is afraid and they're like, oh my God, no, the markets are bad. That is the time the big investors go in, because that's when things are at a low price, you know?
Yes.
Now we are looking, it's like, sorry to say, but in Kenya what's happening is that some people are taking advantage of the strikes to loot. But let me say this is good looting. You're looting in a time when the markets are bad. Let's say the interests are low. Let's say people are not investing.
Which one is good looting?
The good looting is when you go out in the streets when the stock markets are down.
Oh, yes.
When everyone is running away from investment.
I thought you were talking about the looting.
No. I'm just using it as a metaphor.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, there's no time. There's no time to be ready.
Yes.
The time is now. Get that 10,000, Doreen, put it in a unit trust. Don't keep it in your wallet, because you're going to end up going to Chadondo and spending it on a drink.
Yes.
And it's gone. It will never make money for you.
I just want you, Anthony, to give them just a little bit of a hint on how low the deposits can be.
Now,
because you're talking about 10,000. Can 10,000 actually be allowed? Can it be allowed there?
Now, there's only the one I'm saving with is the only one amongst all the 7 that allows 10,000, starting from 10,000.
As in 10,000 shillings.
Yes, as their initial deposit. But the rest start from 100,000.
Okay.
Yeah, and you have to save. If you start with 100,000, you have to save in installments of 50,000.
Oh, if you start with 100,000.
Yeah. So the next time you can deposit 50,000.
Okay.
And above.
Okay.
Yeah. So you save in units of 50,000, 100,000, 50,000, 100,000. But mine, where I am, you can save as low as 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, and so on.
And remember, Smart 24 TV, driving business. We are going to come in with a couple of radical approaches, getting you to actually get that push to do something about whether it's business, whether it's different programs. If you notice here at Smart 24 TV, we are very proactive. We will push you and nudge you. However, of course, we do take a disclaimer in regards to financial investment. Please, we avail you with the information. We avail you with the linkages as well. But of course, we do put a disclaimer that in no way do we entice you or coerce you to do this. The onus is on you. The responsibility is on you to please get into these legitimate agencies such as Capital Markets Authority. Please take the responsibility to ask them as well to avail you with the information that is necessary. Take the liberal opportunity to get into this and ask them until you are satisfied enough to invest. At no one time should you feel that we are coercing you. Anthony is very, very passionate about it. If you get to meet him in person, he will only have good words in regards to this. But of course, do not please be impulsive. Do as much research as possible in regards to investment. Doreen,
also, if you're really afraid and you know you're afraid of what's going to happen to your money, this is what we call a KYC, know your customer. All these fund managers, before enrolling their clients, they sit them down, or even online, you have questions you answer. What's your risk appetite? How much risk can you take? They give you a scale of 1 to 10. Okay. So they don't, if you're risk averse, in other words, you're afraid of risk, you're going to tend to low. Yes, they take you slow. But also that means your return is going to be slow. Do you understand?
Do you see the person out there? Yeah. Yes, and this is why you have to be level-headed, do your own research, get to know about it. Is because most of the Ponzi schemes that get out there, and I will speak for those who are skeptics in this, most of the Ponzi schemes that come out there really talk about high returns. They talk about they get that thrill and the excitement.
But they don't talk about the risk.
Yes. Yeah. No. They give you they could hint on maybe you can have a delay, but the reality is you're going to have your 100,000 coming in per day. So this is what gets people excited. Even those cautious ones that have been swindled at any one time do give in because of the excitement. However, what we are talking about is licensing, is the fact that these are regulated, these are monitored, these basically have a legitimate ground that is monitored by a governing body. And we would want to actually throw it up to them, go back and research on your own, be as hungry as possible. Just like you're mentioning, there are finance managers that they're registered as well. Registered, please reach out to them and find out if you can get that particular information.
Not to make it sound so good, there are fees they charge, but they're very minimal compared to the return. They charge a 2% annually. Now let's say
it's annual.
Yeah, you've saved 100,000 a year, and they're going to only take 2,000, 2K. And on top of that 100,000, maybe you've saved 100, but you're going to withdraw 130, right? 140, 150, and they're only taking the 2% of the saving, meaning they're talking at 2% of the 100K, which is 2K only. Now, this shows you that this is authentic. But someone comes to you, no charges, no nothing, but you're getting a return.
Yes.
Are they your parents? Like, even your parents can't give you free stuff. I mean, when they used to tell us, at least do dishes and I'll give you pocket money, right?
Yes.
So there's nothing free, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing free that our people should know. There's nothing free. Everything has to be worked for. And even these investments, that's why there's this 2% charge. Because there's an account cost. The people who do this research, they have to be paid, right?
Yes.
Then there are fees, banking fees and so on. These have to be also cleared. So there's nothing free. Our Ugandans should know. Let no one come to you and tell you, I'm just going to give you this money for free.
Yes.
Those are cheats. They're going to cheat you.
So this is some good news coming in. And we do encourage, of course, our viewers to try as much as possible and get as much information. We give you the latest information on the market, but do some research as well on your own so that you can find out what.
Our people don't want to read, Doreen. Our people just want...
Ask around. Well, they like to talk.
Let me tell you what they always ask me. And Doreen, you're also a culprit in this. How much am I going to make?
No.
That's not always the best question to ask.
No. We are comparing, Anthony.
But honestly, that's not the best question to ask. The best question to ask is...
The great thing about this is the viewers are very well aware that even as you're breaking down this financial, the jargons and the terminologies, we are as well with the viewer. Me and you are learning. Yes, we are learning. That's why we're asking Anthony. That's why we're asking all this. So I'm on your side.
I need a lawyer here. Doreen has to admit that the best question they ask is how much am I going to make?
And this is...
Please stop asking that question.
No, you have every right. It is your money. It is your money. Don't be bullied.
Let it be the second question. The first question should be, how does it work? Learn, understand how it works.
No, it's just like getting into a hardware. You must know the market dynamics. You must know the market dynamics. How do we behave? Why do we behave? We've been scalded before. So the very first thing I would want to know is how much is it? Yes, what's the minimum? Okay, once I know, okay, fine, I can foot this. This is right within my alley. I can manage this. Then I say, okay, fine. How much? What's the bracket of
You're sticking to how much, Doreen?
No.
How does it work?
Yes, I'm giving you a coherent way in which it flows.
Yeah.
And trust me, there are a couple of other Ugandans as well that will attack you in this way. Then after that, I'm going to ask you, what's the return on investment? Is it worthwhile? That's what I want to know. Is it worthwhile? And then after that, I will ask you, so how does it work? And then to even ask for further, I will even break it down and I say, now that I've known the previous information that you gave me, I will also ask you, okay, if I put in 500,000, what will I get? If I put in 1 million,
there you are going to
these questions, please, you should bring a financial manager next time.
Yes.
Because they will tell you that most of the Ugandans ask these questions.
Exactly.
Yes, and please ask as many questions as possible until you are satisfied.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not a bad thing to ask. And I advise, yes, ask as many questions as you can.
Please do. Don't be bullied.
But the thing of return, understand how it works first. You have a risk assessment. They have assessed you as risk averse, and then you're still asking, why am I not earning as much as the other person? You know, that's just because you have not understood that this other person is taking on more risk. So they're risking more of their money, and so that's why they're earning more. And sometimes they lose. You know, sometimes their accounts are negative when you're not there.
Yes.
You know, so I would advise our viewers, please, much as you want to know how much you're going to earn, look at also how it works. Look at the mechanism of
the risk as well,
and the risk. And also remember, nothing comes free. There are no free lunches in this world. You have to work for what you want to earn. And with that attitude and mindset, we're good to go.
Well, if I want my category, let it be some, please. Feel free to ask as much as often. Do you have offals? Do you have beans? Do you have, what else is there? Please always ask as much as possible. Now, when it comes down to accessible finance, when it comes down to investment, we also know as well some of the impediments when it comes to Uganda have been the fact that this arena, the finance arena, in most cases, people don't get to know. Ugandans don't get to know so much about it, and then they feel sometimes the attitudes that come across when they ask are not that customer client friendly. Yes. And this is why at the same time, even as we implore that there is more customer friendly approaches, we do as well encourage the viewers right here on Smart 24 TV to be resilient, to ask and until you get what you want. Do not be bullied in any way when it comes to accessing financial information. It is your right before you do get to invest. Can you close it off, Anthony? I think we've got, we have to have some news coming in.
Absolutely. Thank you, Doreen, for this platform. Thank you, Smart Means Business viewers. Well, the bottom line here is people have learned and adapted to different ways of making money. Whether you like it or not, whether you are stuck to your 9-to-5 job, you must jump on this train. If you don't, you're going to remain behind in terms of earning, in terms of progress, and you're actually dragging our economy down. If people are contributing 2.8 trillion Ugandan shillings in just one quarter, that's 3 months. These are just 70,000 people, and we are over 45 million people in Uganda. Now, only 70,000 of us have actually been able to invest 2.8 trillion. Our budget was 72 trillion. That's already 2 trillion away from our budget. Now, you're saying, no, my money, I want to keep it. You're going to get stuck, and you're actually dragging Uganda behind. So, get on your feet.
Should they be
get your phone and get this information. Watch Smart 24. Watch Financial Markets every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And learn how to make your money work for you. At the end of the day, you're going to have a better livelihood. You're going to make our economy better. You're going to grow our gross domestic product, and you're going to be a happier man seeing your money grow and make wonders for you.
You sound threatening, Anthony. You sound very
At this point, I should be, Doreen. I should be, because
I can make you. I don't know. I don't know what a client would think. You are so insistent, and whereas I don't know whether it's passion or you just want Ugandans to reap.
I want them to
from
wake
this.
up. Yes, I want them to wake up.
You think most Ugandans are very slow?
They are sleeping.
They are sleeping when it comes.
I looked at people, circles, investment circles, keeping money in a box with 3 padlocks, and they're keeping 4 million, 5 million, 10 million in a box. These monies would be returning 500,000 a month. Painfully, they are keeping them in a box, and then at the end of the year, one lady walks away with the keys, and they get to cry over this and go to police stations. Can you imagine? And yet there are people who are saving 100,000 and making a return on it.
I think
it's painful.
What matters is the sensitization, yes?
Yeah.
The ability to have this awareness building. This is where we are right now, enabling that the viewers should have this information. Those that didn't know about the collective investment schemes now know. They know that it is legit. They know that they can be able to be tracked and to be monitored, and they're licensed. And whereas there is also a list that can be accessed by the government, by the agency, Capital Markets Authority. That is information worth building for starters.
Exactly.
Yes, and then the rest comes in. The rest is confidence building all the way from the beginning. And I think this should not be downplayed, because let me tell you, Anthony, we come from a society whereby the majority are still keeping money in their boots. The majority are still keeping money in their under the beds.
But
yes.
Also, think about
what
it.
Is
what is the majority? Doreen, what is the majority? According to what we saw from you, who is the majority?
The majority cuts across. We could say that maybe the majority is in the rural area, but we also know the majority is within the urban places as well.
What ages are the majority?
The majority?
Yes.
Under the ages of 25.
Thank you. These are young people. They have smartphones. What do they do on their smartphones? TikTok every day, abusing people online. Yet this information, this valuable information, doesn't even cost that much data. You have 20 MBs, you can go to CMA website, open an account, and start investing with that 5K, with that 10K. But what do we do as young people? We are wasting time on social media. We are doing things that are not adding value. Yet we are the biggest number. Meaning this country is counting on people, the next generation, the ages between, actually 0 to 17 is more than half of this country. And those people, if we don't wake up those people,
yes,
we are going to
continue with the same sentiments.
Yes, we are going to have a very downplayed nation. Thank you. Let us start. Doreen,
and move
open an account for your son, for your daughter, for your cousin who is still in secondary school.
Yes.
If this account, they see it, their pocket money, they save this 1,000, this 2,000 a day, and they see their money growing, they'll be motivated even when they're in campus, even when they get their first job, to save. Yeah. But we want to start from up here, from the technocrats, and then we think we'll speak to the young ones. No, we need to start from down there. Do you have a piggy bank at home for your kid? Do they see that when I put some 500, my mom adds the 100 shillings?
Yeah.
That's the way we are going to build the spirit. This is what white people are doing to their kids. They open for them accounts even when they don't know.
Yeah.
By the time the kid is in university, is worth $1 million.
Yeah.
But they started with maybe 100,000. They started with 10,000.
I think, Anthony, you cannot bring it out that that attempts have not been made, to start from as grassroots levels as possible. You do have, obviously, most of the banks having the piggy banks and encouraging, and the total accounts as well.
I see them outside the bank, and people just pass by. They never buy them.
This is exactly, and it's very good that you have pointed out, because they do not have these sensitizations, the awareness building that we are doing right now.
Yeah.
Yes? Do you understand the implication as to why we said, can we have you join us on every Wednesday here, so that you can be able to let those people understand in a layman language? It is to create the sensitization, awareness building, but also ultimately bring about the confidence. No matter how many piggy banks you're going to lay out in front of Centenary or Stanbic, if there is no sensitization, the awareness of that, as well as the confidence, it cannot catapult into
behavior change. Don't only see a plastic animal there.
It cannot catapult into behavior change.
Yeah.
Yes? Yeah. We must do all those in sync. It has to be cohesive. And I think this is where we get to start to start from. No matter how threatening you are, we need to pass this on. Please join us next Wednesday. Anthony may be a little bit harsh, but it's okay. We shall keep learning about this. Remember, Smart 24 TV is all about driving business. We get you out of your comfort zone. We give you the latest national, regional, as well as international news. Please join us. Get onto our social media pages. Let us know what you think about these topics. Let us know if Anthony is bro beating you, or if it's too aggressive for you. Let us know, and we will provide as well the linkages next Wednesday when he joins us. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Doreen, I don't take this for granted. Yes. Thank you for having me. I am very honored. People are inspired by what you're doing, by the way. The people you host, the topics you talk about, you're impacting lives. And
look at him.
I am.
Let's leave with Anthony. You have done quite a lot of threatening. You owe me breakfast indeed. Yeah. Until tomorrow, same time, please join us. It has been such a delight. I'm Kemcha Doreen. I had my colleague as well. We had Noah come in, join us from 7 to around 8. And right now, every Wednesday, Anthony comes in as well to give you the latest. And Anthony isn't playing, as you can see. But for now, have a great day and bye-bye. Yes, you do.
Thank you.
You owe me.